on earth has been used. Entire families erased, 76. Entire families don't exist in the civil registration anymore. Najjar, Tawahin, Mata, Dalu, Daya, name it. We know the names, we know the faces. They are friends, they are relatives, they are neighbors. They bombed hospitals. During killing operations in the operation theater, ambulances, 17 ambulances, it's not coincidence. The lonely hospital in Gaza, serving elderly, handicapped elderly, which their families cannot tolerate to serve, living. There was 500,000 refugees, 540,000. It's 1/4 of the population. And they were hosted at UNRWA schools and some other public places. UNRWA reported to Israel about them, that then to stop them from bombarding it and killing hundreds of them. It's an endless stories. We made sure, and we learned a lot from our cousins, not to forget, neither not to forgive. Victims can do that only. It's not our right. Our right as people who defend victims to legally document, to defend their cause in case, and try to bring justice for them. ICC, it's not a Palestinian invention either. It's the creme de la creme of the human experience. And we wanted to use that. To use that not against anybody, but against those who committed war crime in a court of law. And since 2009, we tried our best, and there was quite a lot of political repression. 2012, Palestine recognized as non-member states, so they have the right. And PA, which should defend the cause and the people it represents, were pressured by the Americans, the Europeans, the Israelis, not to sign or ratify Rome status. After the war of last summer, and after we pressured deeply our leadership, they signed and ratified that when things turned to be a matter of public opinion. And all Palestinian political parties agreed upon signing and ratifying that. Why we want that? Because even when we resorted to universal jurisdiction in Spain, Audiencia Nacional, or in UK, or in Switzerland, somewhere else, these governments, after their own courts issued decisions to arrest, investigate suspected Israeli leaders, war criminals, they changed the laws. and they provided more immunity, protection. This is the civilized Europe. I would send the proper message of rule of law and the human rights to the world. It's not only that, we are accused as lawyers, as human rights defenders, of doing lawfare. We are misusing international law, international humanitarian law, and human rights. And we are the agents of the terrorist organizations in doing this work against the civilized Israel, against the human Israel, which I would impose a question to Israelis. If 423 women has been killed in 51 days, and if 541 children has been killed in 51 days, if 38,000 houses has been destroyed, if 11,000 houses has been destroyed completely, if entire quarters in Gaza erased, Beit Hanun, Shijaiya, Zanna, Khuza'a, Rafah, if hospitals were bombarded in Israel, if schools holding refugees, what Israel will do if for two only this had happened? We living right now in Gaza in unprecedented situation. I think what they are doing, they are sending us to the Middle Ages. Because it's not only that killing and destruction and the inflicting pain and fear in the heart and mind of everybody there. There was no safe passage even to flee, nowhere to go. And they wanted people really to come to sort of desperate. We cannot fix our water system which has been destroyed. We cannot fix our sewage system which has been destroyed. We are not allowed to rebuild houses, hospitals. After 3 wars, UN, Europe, and the Quartet are not allowing us to do that. And the siege is still imposed by Israel and the blessing of the Quartet. This is happening now. I'm not saying how your dears, your mom, your child, might die in front of your eyes because he or she cannot receive developed medical care. We hate ISIS, we hate Daesh, we are against Taliban, and we do the fight against them. For a simple reason. All these bodies calling for rule of jungle. Is Israel doing the rule of law? Is the West doing the rule of law? There is no symmetry in pain. and victim is the victim, and the criminal is the criminal, irrelevant of race, color, religion. Accountability, it's a must. I'm saying that, and the situation very, very tragic, on the ground. But I can assure you, simple facts. We have very concluding lesson from the Nakba. We are not leaving our country. We are the stones of the valley. We have been there ever, and we will continue there ever. Second, we have no right to be good victims. People sympathize with victims and they forget. But we are freedom fighters. We are entitled for self-determination. It's not the garbage Israel giving us. 3, the gravity of the situation push people either or to stand for a challenge or to give up. We have no right to give up. We will never give up. We are contributing part of our humanity when we stand against injustice. We are doing just, we are defending just, fair and right cause, and we know one day we shall overcome. We are strong enough with that, but we are much, much stronger with the free, committed people like yourself. We know we are not alone. We know that we are supported with our cause by all people who believe in justice and dignity for human beings, for those who believe in rule of law, not the rule of jungle, and for those who believe in man. Thank you. I'm really grateful for this opportunity, and I hope I mean to be joining from the first hour. But I'm honored and grateful, and thank you really for having me here. Thank you.
I think we have time for 1 or 2 questions for all 3 speakers. If there are any, it's the moment now. If not, then we have the lunch break. We'll be back at 2 for the afternoon session, which is already the final session. I'm interested. Okay, good night then.
Gracias.
ميدانية.
حالات قصف كيميائي شو اسمه دوري الدوري دوري لا علي كيميائي علي كيميائي علي حسن مدني
Yes, so depressing, no?
One powerful thing after another.
Kurds have a long military history, and especially Tunisian fighting. British worker have a long combative tradition in Palestinian. I don't think they've gone so far down. It's complex to compare the two things, but the question of dignity, the question of people without a land is very similar. No, it's true. There's no names, I'm sure. You haven't received our they feel very alone. But it is true. West, it's not Russia and China fighting against they never like to mention it. Well, the Soviets used to. The Israelis allowed it.